We start our story in the year 2010 at the dorms of UTSA. A 19-year-old kid named Jack Baron Webster II is fed up with college. Throughout his life, he had a call into music, releasing multiple mixtapes with his friends. First releasing in 2008, The Graduates EP, with his friend Chris Holloway, the cover being a poor edit of both of them in a Polaroid, and the other of them in some goofy poses with Chris leaning on a keyboard. This is where he adopted the stage name Travis Scott, derived from his uncle Travis, who he greatly esteemed, and one of his favorite rappers at the moment, Kid Cudi, whose real name is Scott Mescudi, and had released Day and Night earlier that year. He then created a duo with his friend Jason Eric, named The Classmates, and self-released in 2008, the Bape mixtape, which features a webcam picture of both of them with Travis downing a Dr. Pepper, Buddy Rich in 2010, which is a picture of them in a parking lot, Cruisin' USA in 2011, a low poly image of a chick laying on top of a car, and The Classmates in 2011, which just contains their handwritten names. Coming back to the story, Travis had a lot of pressure on him since he came from a family of musicians and scholars, and even more when he was writing essays like this.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
He needed a way to get out of there. He was eager to pursue music, but needed some money to live, so he told his parents that he needed money for books and a new computer. Next day, he bought a plane ticket to New York, and after 4 months of his music not popping off, he left New York and moved to LA. After grinding for a while, he went back to Houston, where his parents kicked him out when they realized that he wasn't at school. He was now broke, but one of his friends bought him a ticket back to LA and let him stay in his dorm at USC. When he got off the plane, he had 14 texts from T.I. and his camp. The messages read, "Yo, can you come by the studio?" He was so stoked when he received this message, so he went to the studio. Travis played his music while T.I. gassed him up, and it was around the time he released Light, Love, Sick. Publishers started to hear his music, and he started to make some money selling beats, when all of a sudden, the guy whose place Travis was subleasing thought he slept with this girl, so he kicked Travis out. His friend Sycamore got him a hotel, where Travis continued working, when out of nowhere, he got a call.
"Yo, when can you come to New York? Kanye wants to f*** with you."
Next thing you know, he was on the next plane back to New York. The first time they met, Kanye gave him a Doritos taco from Taco Bell on a real fancy platter. But let me let you know that Travis hates sour cream. When he opened it, the taco was loaded with sour cream. Cream. Kanye was like, "Why aren't you eating it?" He obligingly ate the taco, but didn't even notice because he was fascinated seeing Kanye nutting to his music. Things went well for Travis, and he ended up being around the creation of Cruel Summer Records and Yeezus. He was now having the success he yearned for. His dad was now proud of him, but Travis still felt animosity towards him, due to him only being proud of him when he was doing good and not when he started. He learned a lot from working on the Cruel Summer Records, and started working on his first mixtape, Pharaoh. He named it that way because he said owls were his life. All his friends from Houston and New York called him an owl because he worked until the sun rose. He also thought that owls were wise and smart like him.
I could tell that you were from Texas, from Houston specifically, when I read that you referred to yourself as the Owl Pharaoh. Do you know how?
Wow.
Well, what sound does an owl make?
Ooh.
Mike Jones!
He then came up with the Pharaoh title because he felt like the king of a whole young generation. He wanted to give the presence of what a pharaoh would have given off and to build a new face for Houston. He stated that it had nothing to do with Egypt Illuminati things. It was just a genuine feeling of character. On May 21st, 2013, he released through Grand Hustle Records and Epic Records his 14-song debut mixtape, Pharaoh. The cover features Travis standing under some leaves, and besides him is the mixtape's name graffitied on the wall. It ended up getting an XO rating from XXL and being nominated for the best mixtape at the 2013 BET Hip Hop Awards. This was an early sign of his potential. Fast forward a year, Travis continued working on his music, making a living off his passion, performing some concerts here and there. It would be at the 2014 Apple Sap Festival, where he would tease his upcoming Days Before Rodeo mixtape, and where these legendary pictures would be taken by Joël Fridjof. Out of all these images, this one would end up inspiring Dutch designer Joop Buenis, a 19-year-old college student who also freelanced graphic design. He posted it on Instagram on August 12, 2014 as some fan artwork. And the next morning, he woke up to Travis tweeting his artwork just days before the release of the mixtape. He released the highly anticipated Days Before Rodeo mixtape on August 18, 2014. The title alludes to Travis living in Texas, the days before he ever started his rodeo. This being when he went to LA, and would be also symbolizing his next album. Following the success of his Days Before Rodeo mixtape, Epic Records contacted Dan Chung, asking him if he could help them promote Travis's upcoming rodeo album. They gave a mood board to him, making sure whatever he designed fit with Travis's image and style. The decision to make an action figure arose from Travis's understanding of kids looking up to be like the action figures they play with when they're little. Only iconic people held in a high regard acquire the honor of having one made, and that's how Travis felt about himself. The action figure was supposed to only be used as promotional material and as merchandise.
You guys remember this figure I did back in 2015 for Travis Scott? Thought you guys might like to take a look at the shoes I sculpted for that figure. These are the old school Vans that went on the prototype for the Rodeo album cover.
To Dan Chung's surprise, his figure and pictures ended up becoming the album cover for the official Rodeo album, released on September 4th, 2015. The deluxe version features the same action figure, menacingly standing on top of a black monster truck. In the end, the image was placed on Billboard's top 25 album covers of the year, and Complex placed it at number 2. The title makes reference to his life feeling like he is trying to stay on a bucking animal. He feels like he is in the Texas rodeo. Now cemented as a B-list celebrity, Travis continued making music to further make his dreams come true. He announced in January 2016 that he was working on a new album in this clip with Mike Dean on Snapchat.
Yeah, you see what's going on, man. Big dog shit, man. Yeah, man, big guy. Yeah, new album on the way. Fuck niggas on the way. Yeah, you dig what's going on. Big shit.
He released the single Wonderful with The Weeknd, and then released It would be this Quavo bar that would end up becoming the title of the album.
Birds in the trap sing by McKnight.
When Travis heard that bar, he knew that was going to be the title, and explained in an interview with Hot 97 the reason for it.
What the name of your album is and what the hell it means, because when I saw it, I was deeply confused.
My album's called Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight, and I'm gonna keep it short for this explanation, but it's anybody a creative that's kind of like been stuck and like had a problem with just getting the idea out.
But why Sings McKnight?
Because I wanted it to be more like a play. I wanted, at first, my original album, like the plan was for it to be a play. I wanted like Andre 3000 to narrate the whole album. I didn't want people to overthink it. I didn't want it to look too much. So I felt like the only thing that needed to be like very complicated was my title, if people didn't understand it, and the music just has to be like straightforward.
Birds in the Trap is an allegory of bricks of cocaine in the trap, and the Sing Brian McKnight part is just something that Quavo spat at the mic. Even Brian McKnight was hella confused about it and didn't even know who any of them were.
My stepdaughter is in high school. She's a senior. They play these songs at the football games and all this whole kind of thing. There's Travis Scott, Travis Scott. I had never heard of Travis Scott. Maybe, again, I'm the old guy in the room. When Quavo had said this thing, I see on my Twitter feed, Quavo saying Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight. I'm like, what does this even mean? Is this a different language? I have no idea what's going on right now.
Later, while touring with Rihanna in her Anti-World Tour, he gave Complex an interview where he further explained the meaning behind the album's title. My next album, Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight, is basically about all my friends and growing up here. I'm not saying that it's a trap. We are not in the fuck projects, but it's like a social trap. It's a social connection trap from what you want to do and how you want to express yourself. I feel like everyone just gets constricted by their parents or just life. He then said at a free concert in Houston on May 17th, 2016, hosted by Billboard and 1800 Tequila, the following.
You know what?
The name of my new album version of Trap Singing Night is now called Astro World. I'm trying to bring creativity back to this motherfucker. I will bring back Astro World. I will bring back Astro World.
I'll explain why in a bit this would end up becoming somewhat true. And finally, on September 2nd, 2016, Travis released the 14-track Birds in the Trap Sing McKnight album. Travis had a photo shoot with Nick Knight, a renowned British fashion and documentary photographer. He wanted to capture Travis's aura during the shoot, and from all the pictures, this one became the final cover. Having established a great relationship with Quavo, Travis and him started working on a new collaborative project. Travis confirmed on April 3rd, 2017 that the album would be coming soon, mentioning that it would be a surprise. During this year, Travis created his own record label, Cactus Jack Records. The name being a combination of cactus, because you know, Texas, and Jack, because Travis's actual name is Jack. And so, Cactus Jack Records was born in 2017, signing Smoke Perp as its first artist. Quavo revealed in December of the same year that the title of the collaborative album would be Huncho Jack, Jack Huncho. The title being a permutation of Quavo's actual name and Travis's new nickname. The album finally released on December 21st, 2017, but the album was not received as well as his other projects. To me, this album didn't even have the soul of a real Travis album, and appears to me be more of an attempt to jumpstart sales for his own Cactus Jack record label and become established. The cover is an illustration of Travis and Quavo in the desert made by Ralph Steadman, who has a very particular painting style. It is quite an eerie feeling, like most of his paintings, and the cover has some splatters that may have the appearance of some sort of bird. You might be wondering what Travis was referring to when he said this at his concert.
I will bring back Astro World. I will bring back Astro World.
Come away with us to Astro World. There's something new for you at Astro World.
Wendy's is giving away free nights at Astro World. Pick up your free coupon at any Wendy's. When you buy one all-day ticket at Astro World, present the coupon for a two-pocket night free.
Come on, escape and come away. Come to Astro World for the fun. Astro World.
To understand this, we need to go back in time to 1965 to Houston, Texas, where Roy Hoffings, one of the original owners of the Houston Astros baseball team, was given financing by the Harris County to build the NRG Astrodome, and thus founded the Astrodome Main Company, which owned 116 acres of land. Through these years, Roy continued to develop the Astrodome, and in 1968, he would use the remaining 57 acres to create a theme park named Astro World. The name pays homage to the Johnson Space Center in Houston, where human spaceflight training, research, and flight control were conducted, and in June 1st, 1968, Astro World opened its gates to the public.
In the middle of Houston, Texas, is a world called Astro World. Bring the whole family for thrilling rides, exciting adventures, and memories you'll cherish for a lifetime.
Almost a decade later, Six Flags would go on to purchase a 20-year operating lease for Astro World. And it was these 20 years that gave over 20 million visitors memories and experiences they would never forget, one of them being young Travis. In 1998, Six Flags was bought by another company, and sadly, Astro World was failing to turn a profit, having in the first half of 2003 a $22 million loss. And on September 12, 2005, it was announced that the park would be closing its gates, and by the end of the 2005 season, Astro World was completely demolished and liquidated. With its destruction, the thrill and memories were destroyed, and Travis wanted to bring them back. That is where we get the title of the album. They tore down Astro World to build more apartment space. That's what it's going to sound like taking an amusement park away from kids. We want it back. We want the building back. That's why I'm doing it. It took the fun out of the city. Starting on July 27th, 2018, giant sculptures of Travis's face appeared at various locations. And finally, after the whole build-up, Astro World released on August 3rd, 2018. The cover is a shot taken by American photographer David LaChapelle and features a big-ass golden inflatable Travis Scott head at the entrance of the park, with children, parents, and park employees in front of it. The other cover has the same park entrance, but at nighttime, and replaces the family-friendly themes with more adult-themed content. Regarding this nighttime cover, there was some controversy. Amanda Lepore, a transgender model who had been in the original nighttime cover, was removed from it, like straight up Photoshop. Obviously odd for that to happen. So Amanda said on Instagram, "It was great being part of David LaChapelle's incredible photograph of Travis Scott's album cover, but I'm curious why I'm not in the picture," Travis Scott posted. "Oh well, I love David LaChapelle and Travis Scott. Love and kisses." Amanda was clearly not mad at the fact she was removed, but was told the removal was due to upstaging the other models. Travis would respond on Twitter, saying he had nothing but respect for the LGBTQ community. Amanda even ended up being the back cover of the nighttime sleeve on the vinyl. Frank Ocean referenced this previous situation for his reason for sending a cease and desist against Travis to have his verse removed from Carousel. "I think the song sounds cool. I also approved it before it came out, so the cease and desist wasn't about sound emoji, it was about rainbow flag. My opinion is that Travis didn't want a transgender model on his album cover, and ended up having to cover for allegations of transphobia by obligingly tweeting he respected the LGBTQ community and putting the transgender model on the vinyl. In the end, this whole situation was handled maturely from a business standpoint." Touring from the success from Astro World, Travis Scott continued his business ventures. Having his own record label established, Travis continued to sign a bunch of artists, like Sheck West, Don Toliver, Sofago, and his DJ and friend Chase B. Having this group of signed artists and a lot of friends in the industry, he released a self-titled album under the Jack Boys group he created. The album was well received and had a lot of pushing thanks to TikTok. The cover features Travis, Sheck West, Don Toliver, and Chase B, but we are not sure who is who in the image. The cover was designed by Harmony Korine and features an E30 BMW M3 with Cactus Jack on the windshield, a silver JZ A80 Toyota Supra in the back, and a yellow FD Mazda RX-7. The album released on December 27, 2019, and during this time, the pandemic started. This wouldn't stop Travis from releasing music, and released the Scott single with his idol, Kid Cudi. He then went to perform this song at a concert, rivaling Michael Jackson's appearance at the Super Bowl, the Fortnite Travis Scott concert. After peaking his career with this performance worthy of the Roman Coliseum, he went to announce on July 8, 2020, the title of his next album, Utopia. On July 28, 2023, he released a full-length movie named Circus Maximus and the highly anticipated Utopia, which would end up brewing some of the most insane concerts in the world. On October 11, 2023, he started a world tour, performing over 70 shows in more than 20 different countries, in which he grossed over $200 million. And not to brag or anything, but I went to the one in Mexico City. I'm not joking, there should be a prize for how insane these shows were. Getting back on track, the album's name is something people feel is so far-fetched and out of reach, a perfect state of mind, a utopia. Travis named it that way to let people know that they can create this perfect state of mind no matter where they are, or how much or little they have. Everyone can achieve a state of mind like a utopia, and Travis lives this statement with every album he publishes. There are many covers for Utopia, which were creatively directed by Nicholas Belstein, and all of these pictures were taken by Peter Hugo and Christina Nagel. Each of these album covers were posted every day until the release of Utopia on Travis's Instagram. They are so surreal and messy, I can't think of a meaning for these other than they just fit the vibe. The first cover set features pictures taken at Nigeria in Kano State. How do I know this? Because hella Nigerians are saying that in the comments of the post. It features a couple of black men in a busted up car wearing some raggedy ass clothes, gripping what I would assume to be Nigerian money. The eyes of all the men are blue, probably to reference the song My Eyes, which if you've heard it, means a lot to Travis. The second cover set is even weirder, having the main cover be a combination of these images: a white chick standing in the middle of four black dudes, a Travis Scott Five Nights at Freddy's plant pot, and this. These pictures became this, and it somehow means something. I don't know. The third cover is more straightforward. It's a set of cool ass pictures of Travis Scott, encapsulating this eerie vibe. The fourth set is just so weird. The fourth set of covers features this thing. I have no clue what it is. It looks like kind of like the tip of a balloon. Then some people, old lady and a black dude laying down on a carpet with some cheetah print. Bald Travis Scott. Yeah, Travis Scott smiling with some pearly whites. And upside down Travis Scott. Yeah, that's the covers we have. That's number 4. And finally, we get the album cover everyone knows about. The one that you see when you listen to the album on Spotify. It is a set of covers having a very surreal feeling. The main one alludes to Rodeo, making Travis Scott look real on the left side, but having an odd arm design to make him look like an action figure. We then get the same image, with the face I make when I listen to raw Travis Scott ad-libs. Some kids, and evil Travis. The covers for Utopia are actually insane. There's so much artwork for it. I couldn't even begin to cover. Like, look at all these different pictures, all these different aesthetics. It was a huge production, which I found fascinating. Let me know in the comments any detail I might have missed and your favorite Travis album cover. And also, if you want me to make a video of your favorite artist, put it in the comments and I'll take it in consideration. And as always, peace.